Welcome to Demystify Magic with Molly and Madison.
I'm Molly, a former skeptic, now full-time energy healer, author, and your resident science meets spirit nerd.
And I'm Madison, a born and raised witch, teacher of the craft, and owner of not one, not two, but 3 metaphysical businesses.
Together we dig into low-effort witchcraft, spirituality, and the science that backs it all up, all with humor, heart, and a sprinkle of chaos.
So whether you're a curious skeptic or a seasoned witch, find a cozy spot, take a deep breath, and let's demystify some magic. Howdy doody, friends.
Howdy doody, friends. We're back. Did you miss us?
Did you miss us? We missed you.
It's been so long.
So long.
One thing about you, you're not going to know whether we film this the same day as Samhain or the next day.
Because we're bake-offing it, baby.
Bake-offing it, baby.
But welcome back to our second installment of our Wheel of the Year series. I think you'll love this one.
Yeah, damn it. I was going to make that joke.
I know. I felt like we were racing to it.
She got me. I'm going to take no L on that one.
That doesn't even make sense.
Noel.
You did take an L.
The first
I know Noel.
Noel.
This is actually just Molly's Christmas concert.
What's your least favorite Christmas song?
Oh, that's a really great question. I don't love Christmas music.
What's your least favorite?
Oh my God. Oh, I don't know. Now I'm on the spot. What are the ones that they like play in Macy's? Those ones. I don't like those ones.
No, you have to pick one. One that like you're trapped in a room and the only way you can get out is by listening through as many Christmas songs as possible. What is the one that makes you go, make it stop?
I don't know. I don't think I really have one. I think I just feel like
You have one. Everyone has one.
What's yours?
Little Drummer Boy.
Really?
I hate that son of a bitch.
I don't think I've heard that song. Oh yeah, I guess it's not great.
It's just so slow and repetitive.
Yeah. I had a favorite Christmas song.
Yeah, tell me.
That very recently I was told is not a Christmas song.
Tell me.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, that's not a Christmas song.
But it's on the Pentatonics Christmas album.
It's like Christmas adjacent, I guess.
And we play it, like Anthony will sometimes play it at Spellcrafter. And I was like, why are you playing a Christmas song? And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Fully, that song is about sex.
What? Wait, what are the lyrics?
I don't remember what lyrics, but I know, I think it's supposed to be about sex.
What? How?
I don't know. I just heard that somewhere. Maybe I'm wrong. But then I love it. That's why I love it so much, is because it's a Christmas song about sex, but it's not a Christmas song, and maybe it's not even about sex. Can we cut to a Google?
Joe?
Joe's Googling. I'm fucking Joe's search history right now. Oh, God. Okay.
I had so many things I wanted to say about Christmas songs, and now all I want to know is Hallelujah about sex. Joe? King David had an affair with Bathsheba? Hallelujah is an orgasm?
Hallelujah is about an orgasm. You heard it here first, baby. And it's my favorite Christmas song for that reason and that reason alone.
Is that why it always like feels like it's cleansing a space for me? Like when I listen
it's about fucking.
It's just like
We should add that to our list of ways to cleanse without smoke.
just hallelujah.
Hallelujah and fucking. Oh, I love it so much.
Isn't Bathsheba kind of like Yule?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is, to
I
be
don't
honest
either.
with you.
And whatever. Listen.
Anyways,
I didn't answer the question at all, but I'm glad that I gave you a new piece
I've
of information.
learned so much. We are 3 minutes into this podcast and you just learned something new. If you learned something new already in this podcast, you got to subscribe and rate us 5 stars.
Just saying.
Wow. Where do we go from here?
Do you want to read the magic moment?
I would love to. Megan, this is from Megan, longtime listener of the pod.
We love Megan.
We love Megan. We love all of you listeners of the pod. We asked our friends on Patreon to give us magic moments because we cannot come up with 8 on the spot. And we are recording all 8 of these episodes in 2 days. So wish us luck. You know the end of this series is going to be so fucking unhinged.
Yeah.
This is episode 2.
I know. Strap the fuck in for Mabon.
This is episode 2.
You are gonna
And we're
love
already
it.
talking about orgasming to hallelujah.
I think nothing's changed.
I'm putting that on my bump and grind playlist.
As you should.
As I should. Anyways, Megan's magic moment. My magic moment is being at the beach for the Pisces full moon. I live in the mountains, so this is outside my normal, but the timing feels so magical.
There is nothing quite like a full moon on the beach.
Full moon on
as
the beach.
as a Florida girly, I can't help but think that it is just like the best place. What, are you laughing about Hallelujah being about sex?
No, because now my mind is in the gutter and I'm like full moon on the beach. The first thing I thought of was not the moon in the sky.
Yeah. Oh, and in St. Pete, you'll get a full moon on the beach.
You'll get a full moon on the beach.
A few weeks ago, this is not a few weeks ago, this was months ago, for Anthony's birthday, he wanted to go to the beach. And I had just bought a new swimsuit that was like just a little bit outside of my comfort zone in terms of like coverage. And then we got there and I turned to Drew and I go, I forgot we lived in one of the gayest cities in America. Like it's just thongs everywhere. It's full moon everywhere you turn. I was like, I am the most conservative woman on this beach.
Yeah,
in this
you're
moment.
safe here.
Yeah, you are safe in St. Petersburg. So great
good
place to
know.
go for a full moon in the day and the night, if you know what I mean. And that's it, boys. I'm going home.
The way a half an hour ago you were like, I'm so nervous. I'm shaking with anxiety right now to full on talking about your ass on the podcast. I fucking love you. This is why we are such good friends. Just
Doing this in person does give like an added level. Like once you get over the studio of it all, it's much easier to talk to you and forget that we're recording something that thousands of people will listen to. Yeah,
I love it.
I wore a skimpy bikini and what about it?
And she looks great.
Can confirm. Everybody else with their ass out on St. Pete Beach told me so. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So Yule.
So if you missed last episode with Selwyn, we're going to kind of break this up into where these practices come from and then how they've been adapted into modern practices. So Yule marks the winter solstice. So it's one of those that changes every year. It's usually between like December 20th and 23rd. I think sometimes it's a little bit earlier. Sometimes it's a little bit later, but you know,
You'll look at a calendar to figure it out.
Yeah, Yule should. I hate us. So in Norse and Germanic cultures, Yule was like, it's this time of feasting, celebration. It's another fire festival.
Perfect. Looking forward to a second day.
That'll cost you $7,000.
Second day Sabbath festival. We're going to have Black Sabbath playing. Again, we're only 2 episodes in, folks.
I'm having so much fun. Oh, God. So a lot of what we see today celebrated in Yule is centered in some Norse and Germanic practices. So it's another fire festival, like we said. The idea with Yule, which I think is so interesting because I think that we're very disconnected from this part, is that it's actually not a celebration of, I mean, it is. It's both a celebration of the longest night.
Yeah.
But also it's like the returning of the
return
sun.
of the light. Yeah.
And so for me, I see it very much as like, oh, it's a dark time, but really it's a time of celebration because we're entering that light half of the year again.
On 3. If Yule was a tarot card.
Oh.
1.
Wait. Okay.
2. 3.
3
Death.
of swords. Oh no, death. Totally death. I was like, what? It took me a second. Sorry. Yes. It is for sure.
My tarot teacher, everyone.
This is an excellent ad for my tarot class that I charge real money for. Sorry, you keep putting me on the spot.
I'm sorry.
I forget every single Christmas song when you ask me what my least favorite Christmas song is.
3 of Swords makes sense too.
All I can think about is fucking in Hallelujah. And you think that I'm going to remember all the tarot cards.
Okay, were you a Fall Out Boy fan in 2007?
Yeah.
You know the song on Infinity on High, Hum Hallelujah?
Yes, I think so.
That's my favorite Fall Out Boy song. I listen to it almost every day. And all I can think of is next time I listen to it, that song is about Pete Wentz's like near suicide.
Oh.
And so I'm like, did he know that Hallelujah was, because there's a Hallelujah in the bridge.
I hope that he did.
One thing about that man, he knew.
He must have.
He knew. That man inspired Taylor Swift lyrically. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know
Yeah.
that.
So now all I can think about is I can't wait to listen to that song again with this new layer of information.
Yes, this added layer of context of the full wholeness of Hallelujah as a song.
My God. I learned so much from this podcast.
Me too, honestly. About myself, what comes out of my mouth, mostly.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's another time, again, like I keep wanting to say Fire Festival because that's what they're called, but you're just going to keep making jokes. And so I'm just laying the groundwork that I get it. I hee as well when I say it.
Mm-hmm.
But
a festival of fire.
A festival of fire.
There you go.
It's another festival of fire.
Yeah,
meant to
beautiful.
bring protection through that longest night. It has the bonfires in that same way that Samhain does, but you might have heard of the Yule log, a very popular cake.
I had a Yule log this morning after my second cup of coffee.
Ew. I hate it here. Never mind. This podcast is canceled. I'd like to go home now. That's where I draw the line. We can talk about my butt, but we can't talk what comes out of yours.
One thing about this podcast, it has learned about what comes out of my butt from day one.
From day one.
Day one.
Day one.
The OGs know.
Mm-hmm. But in ancient Yule practices, the Yule log was burned for that protection and to bring in luck. Because if you think about it, the winter solstice, it's like kind of the shittiest time if you are living off of what you grow.
Yeah.
You know, like nothing's growing. And so that's where that celebration comes in, where I feel like, especially for me, Yule time is a celebration of like, finally it's fucking cold. I can wear a sweater and like, we're getting there.
I've never made a Yule log. Like, I didn't know what a Yule log was until I started this podcast.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I don't know if it's not a thing up where we are or if it's just not a thing in my world.
I think it's like, it's not really a thing in the traditional sense outside of paganism, really. Like now it's a cake.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say my understanding of a Yule log comes from Bake Off, where they make the Swiss roll and they decorate it.
Which is...
And when it cracks, oh God.
Bad.
Yeah,
bad,
heartbreaking.
Tough, heartbreaking, as we know from the first episode of Great British Bake Off that came out.
Oh my God, spoiler alert.
It's the challenge.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They make a Swiss roll. That's not crazy.
One thing I've learned about cooking shows about a Swiss roll is you got to roll it up while it's warm with the towel in it and then put it in the fridge.
My mom and I make a pumpkin roll every year around November, and it's so fucking good. And I learned that from her, is that you roll it up with the towel and then you let it cool and then you unroll it and then you re-roll it because you got to give it some memory.
Yeah, every time I watch Bake Off and they don't do that, I'm like,
I know. And I'm
that
like,
one's going to split.
It's going to be tough.
It's so funny watching Bake Off and thinking I'm better at baking them. The other day, I burned soup in the microwave. I'm not kidding.
It's true.
There was so much smoke, I had to shut the door. Like, it was bad.
Yeah.
Soup. Anyways, back to the Yule log.
Back to the Yule log. It is something that you can make. It is really fun. I wouldn't call it like a low effort ritual.
Yeah.
Same as truly any Yule log you make is not going to be a low effort ritual. I would argue that the physical one with wood is maybe a little bit easier. Yeah. Because all you need is like a hot glue gun and some stuff.
Yeah.
But what we do is we take like little pieces, like pieces of firewood basically, and you drill a couple holes in it. We drill 3 holes, one for a green candle, one for a white candle, and one for a red candle.
Cute.
And then you just decorate it however you'd like. You know, you can do with like branches and twigs and like, other greenery.
Yeah.
And then you burn the 3 candles in it. And then if you want, as long as you don't use any like plastic greenery, you can put it in a fire and make a bonfire with it. And that fire can serve for protection and to, bring in that light that we're welcoming.
Love that. Yeah, it's like welcoming of the light again.
Yeah. I think that's what's really cool too about Yule and the summer solstice is depending on like the time of year that you really look forward to. Like if you're a big summer person, this is how you can find joy in the winter solstice is you're like, finally we're entering the light half of the year.
Yeah.
Where for me, my solace during the summer solstice is like, yes, finally the dark half of the year, the days are getting shorter. We're getting like we're approaching that time because that's where I find a lot of joy. And so that like slight little reframe is a great way to kind of start to celebrate.
Yeah. I really think of it as like I used to teach a yoga class like right around Yule, I guess. And I used to always teach like, you basically what the winter solstice represents is you made it through the darkness.
I
like
love
now
that.
it's light on the other side. So like, can you close that chapter of the pain that you've experienced, the heartbreak, the things that you've had to release and recognize that like now the good is coming in.
Yeah.
Like we can see it in the light and we can feel grateful for that darkness and also like welcome that light in now. Like it's time.
Yeah, totally. Something that was kind of introduced, I think, in the 20th century through like modern paganism is there's this idea of the Oak King and the Holly King.
Yeah, what is that? Because
Okay.
I just read a book and it would like mention it. And I was like, the fuck is that?
So it's these two like fictional kings, basically,
Okay.
that they are in a constant battle.
Okay.
And that battle showcases the return of the light and then the return of the dark. And so the Oak King is the king that represents like summer and the light in summertime.
Yeah.
And so they have a battle at the winter solstice where the Oak King wins. And then at the summer solstice, they have a battle where the Holly King wins. And so if you hear those referenced, it's literally just like another allegory for the changing of the seasons.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It is really cool. That was something that Linda would always talk about when we would do ritual, or we would like plan for ritual or talk about what we were doing for Yule or for Solstice. She would always like assign people like who was gonna. It was usually Drew and Anthony. She'd be like, who's gonna be the Holly King and who's gonna be the Oak King and who's gonna fight.
Oh,
It was
that's
really
cute.
fun. So sometimes I just like to imagine the people in my life fighting as the Oak King and the Holly King. I'm like one day I'll put on that production.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in.
But
Sign
it's
me
like
up.
this idea of the constant like. It's almost like an arm wrestling match where like, you know, one person pushes,
Tug of war. Yeah.
wins, and then the other one fights back and pushes, wins.
Yeah. And that's how we find balance.
But I don't believe that it's really like rooted in anything like ancient or cultural. I really don't know where it came from. I wasn't able to find anything.
Yeah.
It was just something that I wanted to note because I think it's fun.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. But before we get into how we celebrate Yule, let's have a word from our sponsors. This episode is sponsored by Molly.
Raise your hand if you're stressed the fuck out right now. Anyone have a tension headache? Is that just me?
Me, I do.
What if you could hit pause, even if just for 60 minutes, and reset your energy and become in sync with nature? I want to invite you to my seasonal Reiki ceremony. It's a 60-minute group session online to relax deeply, release what's no longer serving you, and align with the season ahead. Whether you join live or via the replay, you'll have space for guided meditation, journaling prompts, and distance Reiki to gently melt away that tension.
Picture this, cozy in your favorite spot, breathing in, letting go. The shifting energies of the equinox or solstice helping you drop what burdens your chest, settle into your body, and pull in peace. We'll do this together in community, even if you're physically alone.
You don't need to worry about being perfect at meditation or even having a tidy space. Just bring whatever cushion or blanket you need, maybe a journal, maybe a napkin, maybe some tea, and let the rest flow.
Plus, if you can't make the live event, it's absolutely no worries. Once you sign up, you get access to the video replay for 30 days after the event, so you can drift into it when you need it.
This is more than just a chill hour. It's a ritual of rest, a chance to drop into your body, reconnect with the season, turn off that mental hamster wheel, even just for a breath.
If this sounds like exactly what you need, join us for the seasonal Reiki ceremony. You can visit mollydonlin.com/ceremony or visit the link in the show notes to grab the next season's ceremony, or you can purchase all 4 for the price of 3.
Let's rest, let's realign, let's welcome what the season wants to teach us.
Thanks, Molly, for sponsoring this episode of Demystify Magic.
You're welcome, besties.
So how do you celebrate Yule?
You know, I it's like one of those things where I'm like, it's hard for me to separate the traditional holidays that I grew up with and Yule.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest like Yule celebration I do is I always do like a Reiki ceremony on the winter solstice. And I've literally done that. Like I said, I used to teach yoga and I would do it around then. And it was like, I've taught some variation of like a winter solstice class since like 2016, 2017. So it's just been like a staple of my life and has evolved based on like how my practice has evolved. You know, like when I first taught, it was like very primarily, you know, like welcoming the light, like I said. And then it became, you know, an energetic theme of like yin and yang. And then it became more, you know, witchy. And now it's like I'm fucking pulling tarot cards and shit. Like, who is she?
What happened to her?
I know. And so for me, like a big aspect of Yule is like energetic, purely. Like I don't make the Yule log. I don't do the festival of fire. You know, like I just now learning of the Oak and Holly Kings.
I think that you and I should dress up as the Oak and Holly King.
I think so too.
And we should fight.
Yes.
We live stream it. That's how we make money. We just, and we charge $7,000.
It'll be at our fire festival. Yeah. So for me, like, like as I'm talking, like there's this little bird on my shoulder that's like, you don't do enough for Yule to have a podcast about Yule. But then I'm like, but I'm also like, my family celebrates Christmas and Hanukkah.
Yeah.
And so it's like I've got a lot going
There's
on
a
in
lot going on
December.
there. Yeah.
That it's like, you know, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, like Yule, winter solstice. Like it's so much that for me, so much of the medicine in celebrating in my practice in December is doing less.
Yeah.
Leaning into that rest, like that hibernation energy, I'm not good at. Like I struggle. I was not raised to hibernate. And so I think the fact that I do very little for Yule is actually more representative of the energy of Yule than if I were to like be making logs and shit and whatever. One thing I did start doing last year is I started making spelled wreaths for people in my family.
That's beautiful.
Last year I dehydrated all the fruit myself, but next year I will not be because that was a pain in the ass. So, but yeah, I literally like, you know, I made one for my mother-in-law and I thought about, you know, what intention would serve her. And I really like connected with my guides and I made this wreath based on that intention, did the same thing with like, you know, other people in my life. And it was just like a really beautiful, you know, they showed up on Christmas and I was just like, hey, you know, I made this for you. And like, here's the intention behind it. Here's what I used, whatever. And like, my family's not witchy. So they were like, just so touched that I had made this thing for them. My mother-in-law still has it. I'm like,
Aww.
that thing is crispy, like crispy. Like
Dehydrated by the earth.
Genuinely, I'm like, it's like every time you touch it, needles just fall everywhere. But I think that's going to be a part. And then what I did for like everyone on my team was I made them spell ornaments. So I got empty ornaments and I asked them for like a word that represents 2025. I think I made one for you too. And then I made just like I would a spell jar and got to present it to them and be like, you know, this is what I made. This is what's in it. This is what it's for and whatever. And just like surprise them with it. So
Yeah.
that was really fun. So I've been kind of getting more into like sharing my practice with people who aren't necessarily like witchy.
Yeah.
And just doing it as an act of love rather than like being like, this is a spell jar and it's so witchy. It's like, you know, this is your, you know, spelled ornament for growth. And like, I know you've been working on this and this and this year and it's to help you with this and whatever. And like, just the response I got from that, from like the least witchy people in my life, they were so like touched by it. That I think that's going to be my Yule ritual going forward.
I love that. Yeah. That's kind of how I've been celebrating too. I think like, especially for these Sabbats that have such clear overlap with Christian holidays, that for me, like I grew up in North Carolina, or I didn't grow up there. I was born in North Carolina. My whole family is from there. Like my mom and I obviously are who we are, but like our extended family is not quite that way.
Yeah.
And for me, these holidays are more cultural than they are religious.
Yeah.
When it comes to like Christmas and Easter and things like that, like they don't have strong religious meaning to me, but they have strong nostalgic meaning. And so for me, it's been like a marrying of the two.
Yeah.
Where can I bring in this magic that's in my life, bring it into Yule? How can I connect my spiritual beliefs with the culture that I've grown up with? Because even my mom raising me very, very witchy, it wasn't like we were like, oh, we can't come to Christmas because it's Yule and we won't be participating in that. Like, you know, for us, it's like a time for family and for being together. And it's time that we all have off work, that we can be together and spend time together. And so I just infuse moments of magic. And the truth is, like, so much of Christmas is borrowed from Yule practices and winter solstice practices from all over Europe. Yeah. You know, like the gift giving even is a winter solstice. It's a Yule thing first. You know, a lot of times where there's this overlap in the Christian calendar and the pagan calendar, it's because these people, these like crusaders, needed something that could connect these people that they were trying to convert to Christianity. And so they, you know, Christified some holidays.
Is that a real term?
I don't think so.
I love it.
You're welcome. You know, they Christianified these holidays to make it easier for these people to assimilate. Yeah. And so I, instead of, you know, completely rejecting that, I've decided to embrace the overlap and just, you know, like there's nothing that I can do to completely decolonize this societal practice.
Yeah.
And so I can find the joy in the things that I like about it, and I can leave the rest. You know,
Yeah.
I can embrace that time of rest. I can embrace that time of, you know, showing love and appreciation through gift giving.
Yeah.
Things like that. And, you know, those times of community. That's the important part about Yule to me, rather than like, you know, I don't feel like they have to be completely separate. And it doesn't have to be like, you know, my mom and I joke that transitioning to having a Yule log instead of a Christmas tree just makes things easier.
Truly.
You know, like, oh, I'm not decorating a tree this year. I've got my Yule log.
Yeah.
It's an easy swap for the low maintenance witches.
Beautiful centerpiece too.
Beautiful centerpiece. You know, you can have the real wooden one, and then you can have the Swiss roll.
Maybe that's what I make
a perfect
for people is Yule logs.
I love that idea. And using like natural materials so that they can then
Do you think, okay,
burn them?
This is a dumb question. I'm just going to put it out there. So I grew up celebrating Christmas, but like my family's never been like more as a cultural rather than a religious. And then when my stepdad joined my life, he grew up celebrating Hanukkah and like the religious aspect of it, and like is very big in his family. And he's, you know, I've adopted him as like my second dad, and my grandparents, I adopted his grandparents. And so it's been a big part of my practice. And so like part of, you know, our celebration is always like, how do we marry these two things and also like keep the importance of like Hanukkah in its purest form. So it's like we light the menorah and like he says the prayer and all of that, like and you know we have a brisket and whatever, rather than like we prioritize that over like Christian Christmassy things. And so I just had this thought. I was like, oh, I'll make a Yule log, but I'll make it into a menorah. I'm like, is that allowed?
You know, I don't know that that's my place to speak on.
I did go down a rabbit hole last year of like the difference between kosher and non-kosher menorahs. Oh, yeah. So I feel like I can pull that research.
I would imagine that it would just be a non-kosher menorah. Like they
No, you can make it. It's the difference in height of the candles. Oh. Yeah. So the middle candle has to be higher
that is so
rather than on equal. Otherwise, it's not kosher. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So like I follow this person who literally like goes to all these stores and is like, this one's kosher, this one's not kosher, this one's kosher, this one's not kosher. And I learned so much.
That is so interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really cool.
So like we're not kosher. Like we don't celebrate kosher, you know, any of that like with food or any of that. But like, I'm just thinking like there are ways that I could make a kosher. Somebody weigh in, because I feel like this is not my place to make that decision. Yeah. But like, if it's okay to do that, I think that would be a really fucking cool centerpiece.
That would be really
cool to bring
to
Christmas dinner.
Oh, I agree for sure. Because then it becomes Christmas cool. I was trying really hard to get those
Christmas cool.
That's when you're a hot shot.
Yule-macus.
There we go. Yule-macus. Much better. Much better.
But another thing that I like to do for Yule is I'm not a cook by any means. I'm a terrible cook, but I am in charge of the green beans every year.
Okay.
I know.
Giving her the very important job of green beans.
My mom is a big cook. Like she's a foodie. She's like, she invites her foodie friends who are quote unquote orphans to the table that don't have family nearby. So I can't, I'm the green bean girl.
Great. GBG.
Yeah, GBG. And, but what I do is like, I witchify it. So as I'm like making the green beans, I'm like, as I'm putting the seasonings in, I'm like self-full prediction and like, you know, banish any negative energy from the table with the onions and whatever, like butter to transform everyone's year from like, you know, the dark to the light or whatever. And so like, that's a little something you can do.
I love that.
For Yule, for your family, if they aren't open to celebrating Yule, that nobody has to know about.
Yeah, it's something that's just for you.
Yeah.
And I think that that's like totally okay as well. I think that that's something that a lot of people experience is this, you know, cultural obligation to participate in things one particular way.
Yeah.
And that's actually what I really love about Yule is that the overlap is so strong that it's very easy to practice in a solitary way while still participating in community events. And, you know, recognizing that we are really like all celebrating kind of the same thing, just in a different way.
Yeah, it's like the celebration of the year.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Totally. So some low effort ways to celebrate. One, bringing in that like element of greenery, any sort of pine, cedar, holly for resilience and protection, keeping those around the home to kind of like inspire that energy. The evergreen tree is a really important part of Yule because it really symbolizes resilience. And, you know, the trees that stay green as everything else loses its leaves. It's like an admirable trait. And so bringing that sort of resilience from the outside into your home, especially if you're someone who struggles with seasonal depression.
Yes.
You know, trying to emulate the strength of those trees of if they can make it through this really hard time and keep their leaves, I can keep mine.
Yeah. And also, like, as someone who lives in the evergreen state, the pine tree state, I will say pine trees don't keep all of their needles.
Really? Oh, I guess, yeah.
They drop what's not needed. And they drop a lot. They drop in abundance and they still have an abundance left over. So, like, if there are things that you need to let go of, know that you have more resilience in you than, like, defeat. That's what I always think of when it comes to, and like pine sap, very protective. I'm not going to park my car under a pine tree.
Yeah.
One thing about me, don't park your car under a pine tree.
Good to know.
You get sap fucking everywhere, dude.
I don't think that there are pine trees. I'm not in danger.
I'm just letting you know,
like
as someone who doesn't live in the pine tree state, there's that protective quality of like, we don't fuck with pine trees. Moose and pine trees, you don't fuck with them.
Good to know. I was never going to fuck with a moose. Let's be clear. Let's get one thing straight.
Yeah.
My survival instincts know at least that.
Yeah.
I've at least got that level.
Don't park under a pine tree. Don't fuck with moose. That's all you need to know to come to Maine.
Got it. Thank you. Something else that you can do is light a candle to signify the return of the light. Lighting a candle almost like an offering to the sun to say like, hey, I welcome you back. Yeah. It's time. And you can, that can be a tea light candle. That could be just a little chime, or you could make something really intricate and burn it as you approach Yule, or as, start it on the winter solstice and let it go until it burns out.
Like maybe one of your candles.
Could be fun. We do have a whole series of them.
Subscription model, so you don't have to remember to order them.
Not to brag. Anyways, kind of like what you were talking about too, I have on my list to bring that element of magic to the feasting and baking and cooking that you're doing, especially like I love to bake in the holiday times. And so many of like the most popular recipes that you'll see are loaded with those warming spices, those protective ingredients. There's a molasses cookie that is a Claire Saffitz recipe that I make every year. It's my favorite thing. It's ginger. It has black pepper in it. It's like they're the best cookies. I love a soft ginger cookie.
I love a soft ginger cookie.
When you come down for the half, I'll have some made so you can have them. But it's one of my favorite winter recipes, and it's full of those like protective, invigorating spices that, and I bring them to anything because the recipe makes like 50 cookies. It's amazing. I bring them to all of my like Christmas, Yule type events so that I can bring that level of like protection and excitement and invigoration to the group.
Cute.
Thanks.
I love a pine scented candle.
I love a pine candle.
I know.
Bath
but
and Body Works.
Yeah, I was also thinking like pine scented candle, pine scented bathroom spray, right? Like
we've talked a lot about the wallflowers in my house on this podcast.
Yeah.
Getting a fir balsam wallflower. Nothing quite like it. I love the candles that I make. Yeah. My number one is our Yule candle. Does have pine fir in it. But my second on the list is a Bath and Body Works fir balsam candle, and I'm not afraid to admit it. People have like every time somebody messages me and says like, Molly talks about your house smelling so good, like what do you do? I was like, it's a lot of Spellcrafter candles and a lot of Bath and Body Works candles.
See, Bath and Body Works candles makes my nose itch.
Yeah.
So I can't order them, so I have to rely on Spellcrafter.
Oh no.
Oh no. It's too bad my best friend doesn't make candles for a living.
It's really tough. Oh, I have to support my friend.
Ah, shucks.
Damn it.
Oh, another thing I love to do that you can totally steal is I started doing this a couple years ago, but I take clear nail polish and I draw sigils on the wrapping paper before I wrap.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
And
that.
I choose the wrapping paper colors and the bow colors with intention. So it's not that I don't like wrapping presents. I don't like the flourish of wrapping presents. My mom's a big like flourish wrapping presents person, like twirling wraps ornaments. I don't know what the hell she does. That can't be me. I'm someone who's like a sloppy wrap, stick a sticker on it, call it a good day, maybe a bow if I'm lucky, but it's a store-bought bow and it's probably squished from being in my closet all year. But as I started adding magic to it, I started adding jingle bells for cleansing. And I was like, oh, maybe I do want an ornament flourish. Maybe I do want to strip these ribbons so that they curl. And it just became so much more fun.
That is a thing that I didn't realize until recently is like, it's a witchy thing that my family has done forever.
Yeah.
It's like my grandma's claim to fame is that every year everybody has their own wrapping paper.
Oh, cute.
And so we get together for,
That's adorable.
for Yule Miss. And there's all these different piles and you can usually kind of tell whose is whose. It's like kind of based on like vibe.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about it until now, but there's like so much intention loaded into that of like, oh, this is the wrapping paper that makes me think of you.
Oh.
This is how you feel to me.
See, we do that with my stepdad. He gets the Hanukkah wrapping paper.
Of course.
So
Yeah.
everyone else gets what and then just Steve, you can always tell Steve's pile. It's just blue and silver under the tree.
I have a cousin who was born on Christmas.
Oh, happy birthday paper.
There's two distinct piles. So there's a birthday pile that has the birthday wrapping paper, and then there's her Christmas wrapping paper.
That.
And it's very important that they are separate.
Yep.
And equal in size.
Yes, absolutely. Hundo P.
Hundo P. But that like level of magic that you were talking about earlier, infusing that into the gift giving, like that's my favorite part of Yule.
I love gift giving.
That's really like the easiest thing to me, I think, especially because like I think as we're in this era where we are, at least on like a subversive level, I think trying to move away from consumerism so heavy in a world that is like so buy more, have more, do more, like I think that there's this underlying movement of people that are trying really hard to move away from that.
Yeah.
Incorporating magic is such a beautiful and easy way to do that because there's just like, it's unless you're buying somebody a gift from a metaphysical store, which please do that this Christmas season. I'd really appreciate it. Shop small. But there's not a lot of magic in the traditional sense in the things that you'll find in a Macy's, And so you're kind of forced to get creative in that way and infuse that intention and go the homemade route. And I think that that's like just so beautiful on so many levels in that it supports us as we kind of try to move away from that consumerism.
Yeah.
It makes us really intentional. And then it's really easy to infuse that level of magic in there. And even if it's like, I have mixed feelings about putting it giving magical gifts to people who are, I wouldn't give it to your Roman Catholic grandma. I wouldn't make her a spell jar and say, Happy Christmas, Grandma.
Yeah.
Did you know that this is actually Yule and Jesus was probably born in July? We don't need to go that far.
Yeah.
But things that have like intention is magic.
Yeah.
I was thinking of you while I knitted this. That is magic.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be loud and proud. It's got a sigil on it.
Yeah.
And, whatever to make it a gift that's with intention. And then it can feel good to both of you. It doesn't have to be about your differences. You know?
I've been really enjoying like trying to buy gifts before the holiday season. Like last year, my brother's really into Japan. Like he speaks fluent Japanese, lived out there for a while.
Wow.
And just had to move back because of his job. And when we went to Disney and went to Epcot, I was like, okay, I'm very intentionally going to the Japanese pavilion and like purchasing things for my brother, even though I know like I have no idea what any of these things are, what they mean. And I'm just like going to trust my intuition. And that was so much better than like, here's an Amazon gift card. And then you give me an Amazon gift card and we're just trading gift cards back and forth forever.
We're just exchanging the same $50 every year for the rest of our lives. For sure.
Yeah.
Yes. And like really any level of thought is its own kind of magic. And I think that that's the best part of Yule.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to make that. Yule log menorah. Like,
I want a picture of it.
I'm really like, I'm thinking about like, I have, the drills.
Yeah,
and
I'm excited about this task for you.
I know. Damn. I hope I'm allowed to. I'm going to have to research.
Yeah, do some Googling.
I don't want to fuck it up.
Yeah,
I don't want, that's worse.
Maybe talk to him about it. Say, would it be okay if I made my own menorah out of a log? You know?
It'd be like, I don't care.
Yeah, probably. And so then great.
One thing about my stepdad is we are way more Hanukkah like forward than he is.
That's fun. I love that.
Like we're like, no, here's your matzah. Like even like Passover, everything.
Yeah.
Like literally the star on our Christmas tree is a Star of David.
Like, oh my God.
And all the ornaments are blue and silver.
I love it. Oh my God. I have Kelly, friend of the podcast.
Yeah.
She is like she's my best friend's sister. Like, I don't know how else to say it other than like, I want to be like, oh, my sister friend, because that's what I call her.
Yeah.
But like, chosen family, she's Jewish. And so when I always get with them for Christmas in some way, like, because that's usually when everybody's together, and she'll always bring latkes. It's one of my favorite things.
Oh, I love latkes.
I love a latke. Love a latke.
Maybe I'll ask Kelly.
Yeah. That's a great idea. Kelly would know.
All right, Kelly.
Kelly, when you see this, will you let us know if that's allowed?
Yes.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you.
Talk to you soon. But should we rapid fire our associations?
Yeah. If you want more ritual ideas, we have them over on our Patreon.
Yeah, over on our Patreon, we've got all of our notes written out for you so you can learn a little bit more about the history, our low effort rituals, and then we've got a medium effort ritual written out for you in our Patreon clubhouse. So come and join us. Could be fun.
Could be fun.
All right.
You'll love it.
You'll love it. Rapid fire. Colors for Yule. Red for vitality, love, and warmth. Green for renewal, growth, and to symbolize those like evergreen trees. And then gold for the sun, prosperity, and bringing in that divine light.
Love that. Love that. Herbs. We've got mistletoe for peace, fertility, and sacred connection, though it is toxic. Do not eat it. We've got cedar and pine for cleansing, protection, and enduring life force. And we've got clove for worth. We've got clove for warmth. No. Am I having a stroke?
I fear you might be, and we've got a lot more to record.
Clove for warmth, prosperity, and sun energy. I'm also going to add in orange because isn't there like a ritual of taking an orange and plucking it with cloves?
Yeah.
And then leaving it out as like an offering?
I believe so.
For protection, right?
Yeah.
It's protection, I think.
Yeah, and the sun has that same like sun energy.
Yeah, oranges.
That's what I meant. Yeah, oranges have that sun energy.
Yeah, the joy, the energy. I always love like bringing oranges into my practice in those darker months because again, like it helps bring that vitality back.
Yeah, totally. And then for crystals, I've got garnet for warmth, passion, and protection in dark times. Bloodstone for vitality and courage through winter. And citrine, again, for that sun energy, that joy and prosperity.
Love it.
I would also add in pyrite, especially if you are feeling some type of way about like, if you're spending a lot of money on people's gifts, keeping a little pyrite for that abundant energy in there, you know?
Tiger's eye too, really good for decision making. So if you're going shopping for someone who's hard to buy for, keeping a tiger's eye in your pocket and like asking for ask it to nudge you in the right direction.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This would also be a great time for that practice that we've talked about that you talk about in the bookstore.
The intuitive shopping. I was literally just thinking, I was beaming that to you.
Yes. I think that's like such a great way too. If you haven't listened to the episode, I couldn't even tell you which one it is.
No idea.
But the idea is it's a method for building your intuition is you walk into a bookstore and let your intuition guide you to where you're supposed to go, and you pick up the book and you buy it and you read it.
Yeah.
Doing that with gifts.
Yes.
You know,
I always do that.
Trying to embody the energy of that person.
Yeah.
And bringing that with you and seeing where that energy leads you.
People always ask me like, what's the best crystal to get for a gift for blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, go into the shop.
Yes.
Hold the person in your awareness and do a lap and see what calls to you. There's a shop near me. It's called Lavish Earth. If you're in Maine, it's in Scarborough. It's like a warehouse. And I literally go in with my list of people that I want to buy crystals for. And I go one by one and I just take laps. Like literally, if you saw me, I would just be like,
I love it.
like look like I'm shopping blind because my eyes are usually closed and I'm like walking around and I'm just taking lap and I find one and I'm like, okay, that one's for Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
That one's for Madison. Like, you know,
I love it.
but it's so fun. It's so fun. And then I just trust. I have no idea. I just trust. I did this for my bridesmaids gifts years ago. And
can you guys believe I wasn't a bridesmaid in Molly's wedding?
I didn't know her. I did not know her.
There's no excuse.
Fuck off, okay?
That's my favorite joke, is to get mad at Molly because I wasn't at her wedding.
One thing about me, there were 18 people at my wedding, including me and my husband. So you didn't make the cut.
Clearly.
I didn't know you.
Perfect size for a wedding, by the way, in
Thank
my
you.
opinion.
Thank you. Anyways, I better be at yours, is all I'm saying.
Guest list pretty small. I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
Wow. Anyways, I did this for my bridesmaids boxes. And literally every single one of them was like, oh my God, I almost bought a green aventurine.
I love that.
Or they like looked up the properties and they're like, how did you know? And I'm like,
that's so cute.
Maybe a witch. I don't know.
I love that.
Yeah. So it's my fave. I highly recommend. You could do this with any store. Sometimes I do this in Home Depot for my husband. I don't know what the fuck I'm buying.
Just walk in with random nuts and bolts from Home Depot.
I just stick the receipt to the back and I say, made me think of you.
Love you, mean it.
Yeah.
All right. Did we do it?
Did we do it?
I think you'll love what we've got coming next in this series.
I'm going to Christmas you in the meantime.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to Demystify Magic with Molly and Madison. All our links, from spells to ceremonies to ways to support us, are waiting in the show notes.
We'd love to hear your magic moment of the week. Share it in a review, tag us on socials, or bring it to our Patreon clubhouse at demystifymagic.com.
And remember, you are the magic.
Okay, love you.
Bye.